Okay, so we've broken that video off. We're doing another one, and now we're going to start talking about these tactics. So I wanted to try the target man role with this guy because he's got 71 aerial ability, and I don't know, he just can test this stuff pretty well, I would imagine. But I don't know if it will work for our tactic or not. So it would be useful to know, because if it works well, then that's another thing we can keep our eye out for when we're looking for players, is like good target man striker. The other thing I wanted to try was just using the new youth striker we bought, because he's like, if we look at this guy that we were using, he's 66 finishing, 67 long shots, and decent dribbling speed, a lot of stuff around 60 basically. The composure, the dribbling, and but mostly he wasn't really dribbling anything much. He was just basically, at the poach role, he was just like shooting it, really getting into good spots and shooting it. So the movement's 42 is all right, not that great, but yeah, I think it's just the fact that it's just nice, decent enough shooting, and our team creates good chances pretty much. There's nothing particularly special about this guy. It's just really well rounded, and I kind of just noticed that the youth striker we bought, he's 63, 60 composure. He's got better passing and vision, so he could help a lot more with the build up. He is a bit faster, worse movement, that might hinder a bit, especially for the poacher role. And the other thing is his long shots is a bit worse. So he's arguably a bit worse, but in other ways he's a bit better. He's just different, right? In particular, he's a little bit faster, I think, and he's much better at, to be involved in the build-up. Or at least maybe. I mean, his control is a bit bad, but the other big consideration here, though, is also that this guy will be around probably for our team for a long time if we want him to be, and the other guy is probably going to be gone in a few days' time. So I figured I might as well start seeing what this guy can do, and just at this point, just know if he could be of any use. I don't think we'll be looking to start him next season or anything like that. I just mean, can he be like the backup striker when one of our other strikers is injured, type of thing? Like, can he be part of the squad, part of the senior squad next season when we're in the league? I think that's the question. So we want to give him some matches, and we just want to generally play him at this point, I think, whilst we've got a window to do so, because this guy won't be around. At the moment, we've got this guy. We want this guy to be the backup, and we're basically looking for our starting striker. If we hopefully we'll find them at some point, and this guy can be our backup, cover for injuries, basically. So, right, let's try out our new AMC. I think at this point our existing one can come on the bench. And the other thing we bought was a new DC. So I think our Martins can come on the bench here. And new... he's not here because he's too young. We got to promote him up. There we go. And the other really cool thing is that... he's definitely just going to start for us. Youth team here. Massive upgrade. And then for our senior team is DLC. It's pretty cool that we managed to find a 21-year-old actually that we're completely happy to use. All right, let's find a friendly again. So tactically, we put the new. Well, actually, we got the two new guys in from today, and just change this target man. We need to try and pay attention to this, how much this changes things, to be honest. Because we've not done that one yet, and it is a role that can change things quite a bit. I think in particular, we need to also pay a bit of attention to this guy. If with the target man out there, if our players are looking to get it to the target man more, I don't know what it means for our creative forward exactly. We need to pay attention to that. From the perspective, I'm a bit concerned that he might end up a bit like not involved enough in the play. So we just need to check that. I mean, we can check the stats at the end of the match as well, but we'll watch for it. The other thing we did is we got a blue mohawk and gave it to our box-to-box midfielder so we can better see how much he's tracking back and getting just track him a bit better. Because I was just curious about how whether the transitions are happening too fast for him to how often he's actually managing to catch up to things. So. Just going to pause. I feel like there's opportunities for some balls over the top like that, basically. So we're just going to look to try to encourage that a bit more. Let's just do it all in for now, and maybe we'll reel it back a bit. Because we haven't been creating a lot, but we'll stick. We'll just stick with it. Maybe because of that target man role, but it's not long enough to draw any conclusions. We need to watch more first. This is a well-worked chance. It's our first one. Been missing them this game. So we can already see unfortunately one major downgrade, I think, from the creative forward is losing the ball a lot when he's running with it and losing it, and getting tackled and losing it. Oh, straight away back. Yeah, thank you. So there's that one ball straight away. There, long shot, by the way. I mean, it was. I wouldn't say it's happy to give that up. when I'm normally saying it, it's a combination of being how far back and the angle. But I think that one was pretty close to being the type of chance where we're okay with giving it up. It was quite back. So I'm not. If it wasn't, it was very borderline. Either we're happy or just not, sort of thing. Obviously, you're never happy when they score. I'm just saying, it's this the type of chance that we're happy for our tactic to be letting the other team take on a consistent basis. I think in particular that if it was the same player, he's just very good at. Seems he's got very good long shots. So. Our new 21-year-old defender. That's actually very good ball, but jeez, finally got him. Really well worked. Okay, so our striker, it might be time for him to come off and for us to change tactics, I think. Try something different for this half. So bring on our youth guy. We're going to just change him to the poacher, I think. I'm going to just change that back. Let's just see how that works now. Yeah, that striker, unfortunately, he needs to be the striker that comes off the bench. So we just have to try to hope that he gets a training option that gets got more natural fitness and more endurance. Oh, what a great chance. Oh man, okay. That was like a fantastic chance times by 2 sort of chance. Yeah, that's the credit for what we got. That I was saying he gets those chances, and sometimes breaking through like that, and doesn't have particularly high finishing and composure. So, I think like longer term, we that player in particular is going to need to have a lot of very good attacking qualities to them. Not great. I really wish we could get these wide players. it just seems like the not the easiest ones to get for us, unfortunately. Oh, we could have got the MR the other day actually, but we chose not to. And he was only 26 or something. So. Oh, really well worked. They've had a couple of good chances, or one anyway, one good chance. But we've had some fantastically, really well worked chances this game. I don't know whether we will win or not, but I mean it'll probably be a draw. Statistically speaking, when it's this stage, it's probably the most likely result. But hopefully we win, just like that. At this point, I might just do tactical changes to try to close the game out, I think. Let's have a look what we've got to do that. We've got a Krieg. Yeah, I think that'd be the move. Let's just try this. I'm curious now, just to see what that does. Yeah, I don't know. He was our box-to-box midfielder before. That's why. Before we got the replacement one. It's not as good as it sounds. I'm sure of that. Let's just change it, because I think the issue is like the way that we're most likely to score is because we lose possession and then they, hit us on the counter or a set piece, and yeah, it's not going to help us in either. Like it's not particular. So yeah, it's not going to help us in those situations. I think we want the attacks to come through here still. So I think basically. You want him to be probably just a central midfielder and then just do something like this. That's probably what we want. Just to balance it out. Oh no. Yeah. It's a shame. Alright, so now there's not a lot we can do, to be honest. We can change him to attacking, and then it's just we want him attacking, only 48 long shots, him 52. So I suppose we're just going to do this. Yeah. It's not great. They move up together. Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great situation, to be honest. At this point we can pause and change what maybe we should have already changed. Maybe even before we conceded the goal we should have changed this. We do forget often, unfortunately. We just need to change this. I think in this particular case we can press now because it's so late, but we should have just changed it to balance ages ago. We just can't have it for the whole game. We need to try to remember to consistently change it to balance, like around the 60th minute mark. Basically around the mark when it's subbing this striker off. Normally he lasts a bit past half time. Yeah. I was happy with the performance though. We created some really good chances. I really like how the team and the tactic is really starting to grow on me. Nearly lost the game though. Nearly, but yeah, okay. We definitely need to. I mean, we did concede off the set piece in the end there, and then we changed it to not be defending. So I don't think, that was necessarily a bad move as such. We definitely played better though after we took off. After we changed our tactic away from that target man and brought on our youth striker. That's for sure. Or at least it felt that way. He had 4 shots, so youth striker. Okay, he did. I don't know if we give it another go because, yeah, I know a sample size of 1 isn't big enough, so let's give it another go. And the other thing that was a bit annoying that we didn't previously have to do, to be honest, it might have been a mistake buying that AMC. We had to sub him off because he's pretty low endurance combined with natural fitness, so that's not great either. Whereas this guy, yeah, he was consistently lasting the match out. That might have been a mistake, to be honest. We'll play him again just to see if he can last the match out, but geesh. Just looking how we can salvage this situation with this purchase. It wasn't good. Yeah, I was just looking, maybe in the future we could retrain him with MC if we wanted, and he can play the MC role for us as well, the attacking midfielder one in MC. Just keep that in mind as an option. And then he would be a pretty useful bench because he's multi-rolled bench. He can play the... Yeah. So maybe. Again, it's a big resource commitment to give that to somebody, so not sure he's good enough for that. You do need to bear that in mind, though, for players that we're intending to play in the starting team. Like, I don't know how we missed that low combination of the endurance and natural fitness. Especially when, you know, we don't want to. This isn't a good tactic that we've got set up. I don't think we don't really want to be backing off the whole game, and he's still getting too tired even then. So, yeah. Well, I don't think he was ridiculously expensive. So these mistakes aren't. That mistake isn't. Oh gosh, so close. Oh, fantastic! Some of these goals we're scoring are just they're crazy good. Yeah. We score such a variety of goals. It's really. I mean, it really is almost the case that no 2 goals are alike that we score. I'm sure a couple have been, but it really feels like. A really good tactic from an attacking perspective. Anyway, it's got its defensive issues, but oh god, what a great chance, and another just so well worked. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, at the moment, at least now that we picked up our third defender, this guy here we would want to replace him, I think, and central cover is the old guy, and we wouldn't have him. I don't think at the moment, though. I guess what I'm trying to say in a long-winded... Oh, gosh, another great chance. What I'm trying to say in a long-winded way is that we probably can't blame anything too much on our defenders at the moment. Like, our final product will be better than our defensive unit, but not like 10 times better or twice as good or anything. What we've got now is like pretty decent, and whatever we upgrade it to is not likely to be a significant upgrade. I guess, what I'm trying to say is, like, if things aren't working defensively, then at this point we can't just... We don't want to be thinking like, it's just because the defenders aren't good enough. Like, if things are consistently not working for us defensively, we need to start thinking about changing the tactic or trying to change something to help with that. And quite frankly, the thing that might be enough to stabilize the whole tactic defensively is just simply by changing the to not back off on the closing down. Pretty much that might be enough all by itself. So we need to keep that in mind as well. Right. Okay, half time. We get to run it out for quite a while now, longer. God, is that also a problem with this guy? Another low endurance guy. Gosh, this is going to be a real... okay, no, he's not entirely. I mean, it's not good, but it's just, he must just... hopefully it won't be a regular thing that he's that tired at this point of the match. So, right, let's just resume. I'm liking the chances that we're creating again, and this time we haven't... we've been alright. They've only had 2 shots. They're both long shots as well. So I think there's some... I don't know if that can be heard, but I think there's some kids screaming outside. Another long shot. There's in a decent spot though, to be honest. Back it far enough that hopefully our keeper will save it like he did, but very central spot. I'm a bit concerned about... that one is okay, I don't mind that. That far out from back here, it's very unlikely to score. I'm curious, because I've had a couple of good ones like that. I just... because in theory, our destroyer should be sort of in that area, so... he's probably being dragged to tackle, but yeah, it's just... it's not normal that... oh gosh, another so well worked. It's just really well... the players are arriving, like... everything is set up to just create sort of like... yeah, I'm sure we can improve it still, but it's just a very good sign. Like, it's... we have got things configured really well here to naturally be creating a lot of passing lanes, triangles, having the right players having support in the right areas, not having players like stranded and isolated with the ball where they're forced into situations where they're doing really bad things that you don't want them to be doing, like shooting from like crazy bad angles because they don't have any other real option, and or trying to like take like multiple, like 3 or 4 or 5 opponents off the dribble um, like really wasteful things, basically. Like it's. Alright, time for some subs. 3 subs, as it turns out. And I guess we will be backing off the whole game this time around. Right, so it's a straightforward sub. There isn't really any we'll be able to do a lot in the future, by the way, like with this tactically as well, because one thing that probably to be able to make some proper adjustments to go defensive, if we could do, for example, like moving our rather than, for example, having a left and right midfielder, to have like wing backs, or to have like fullbacks even, would be a toothless tiger going forwards. But in regards to just closing out a match in the final stages, to be playing a flat back 5 with a destroyer in front, and then that. Right now, when you're 2 goals up, if the rest of your players can just maintain possession of the ball a little bit each time, oh gosh, so great chances. We could definitely, but that would require, having players that can play multiple positions and things like that, and we'll get those. We'll build up towards that eventually. But we had some great chances this game, like this. Oh my gosh, another great chance! It's so just absolutely brilliant, really. Very really happy. I think this. Really happy. I didn't even have to consider like the. Obviously, a lot could be improved here, but the thing is also the level of opposition here is not particularly that great. So, but I think because we'll be able to check the squad actually. So let's look at these Astroducks. We can look at some of their players. So I'm not going to look at all of them. Wondering what we care about the most here. Let's look at the striker. Okay, yeah. So he's all. Not that bad. That guy. Anyways, pretty decent. What else? What about the central defenders? Okay, 67 tackling, a bit slow, but can tackle. About the fullbacks, okay, not that great. Yeah, so not particularly good team. That's the thing, and especially now that they've bought some players, we are better. than that team. Trying to think of a team that we. What about these Greyhounds? Okay, yeah. So these thing is that the opposition's not that brilliant as well. So you have to bear that in mind here. Sky, 60-50. Okay, he's all right. Yeah, so they're all right. They're probably better. These teams are better than our starting squad, but we've since bought some good players, you know. So yeah. So we just need to keep that in mind. Obviously, that the teams will be tougher as we go up, basically. But happy with the football being created, and we'll work to keep improving, and need to try and get defensively stable, and just try and sort of flesh a team out and have options and stuff, I think. And I mean, for now, like, we're focusing on that rather than the results. I think that's the main thing. If all we cared about was winning and nothing else, we would be buying, we would have bought different players doing different things at this point, but that's just not the priority for us at all. We want to get, we're trying to do this the right way, and we want to create our own system and do all of our player recruitment and all of our training options and all of our youth academy trialist recruitment, all of that stuff. We want to line it all up to this vision of this style of sort of flowing football that we're trying to create here. So, all right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next one.